Today was pretty good. Firstly, we met with a chairman of a JSC, a Joint Select Committee, Mr. Anthony Vieira.
At first, when he said he was the chairman of a Joint Select Committee, I was like, what that means?
He enlightened us about his roles and responsibilities of the Joint Select Committee, and he spoke to us about scrutiny.
So, today we are talking about scrutiny. Let me ask you, what do you think parliamentary scrutiny is?
The breaking down of certain legislation or happenings, so to speak, that have taken place or about to take place, the breaking down, the details, going into detail of those situations.
All right. I sit as the chairman of the Joint Select Committee dealing with service commissions, save and accept the Judicial and Legal Service Commission, and the municipal corporations. Now, what we do is we are established under the Constitution. So this is always the key document, right? This is the contract between the state and its citizens. And under the Constitution, I think it's 66A, Parliament has established a number of committees. These committees are sort of like watchdogs, and they scrutinize government and government agencies. So we look under the Constitution. We are also governed under the standing orders. There are two sets of standing orders, one for the Senate, one for the House of Representatives. And we also follow the parliamentary procedure guides.
He was very informative. He told us all about scrutiny and the real process and what really goes on with a JSC.
So their job is to scrutinize what the government does and to get opinions from the public and create long reports and everything.
His little presentation was very informative. He was very much interactive with us. He was, as you can see, he was very into the presentation itself that he did.
We met with Mr. Amory Brown, Dr. Amory Brown, sorry, MP for Diego Martin Central, and he talked to us about representation.
His personality is so admirable.
He was so humble, and he was so, eager to answer all our questions and gave us quite an interesting perspective on his view of Parliament being an opposition member.
I was asked to have a chat with you about representation as an elected parliamentarian, a member of the lower house of parliament since 2007 to the present time. Representation can be looked at from a number of levels. Certainly from the citizen level, there's a demand for some basic goods and services. In some cases, driven by a lack of understanding of the role of a member of parliament. And many persons approach their parliamentarian's office on issues like road paving, the need for humps and streetlights and so on, which really fall under the arm of other agencies of governance, such as the local government entities, the councillors, the government ministries that serve those functions, such as the Ministry of Public Utility. But the parliamentarian is really in a position to serve as an advocate on behalf of citizens who are having challenges accessing these services, communicating, getting feedback. Some citizens misinterpret that as the parliamentarian is in a position to actually provide those services, and that's where some of the challenge comes. So I see part of the role of a representative is helping to educate and inform members of the public on that role by serving the core role very well, and that will help persons to even understand what are the legitimate expectations. And once you're clear on that, then you can properly evaluate the performance of your parliamentarian.
Out of everyone, I was really much interested in what he has to say to us, not only about representation, but about his ways. It was so amazing. I mean, how could a person do so much, but at the same time be so calm and patient? That was just like, what is the trick to that? I need to know. Please inform me. I'm looking really forward to that. And the other highlight of the day was meeting the Honorable Speaker of the House, Mr. Wade Mark.
And I was a bit scared because I always thought he was a scary person because he is so serious just there on his chair. So when I meet him and I came into the room and I saw him smiling, it was weirdly interesting because he was like, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. And his smile, he was smiling from cheek to cheek, ear to ear with a big smile on his face.
And he was very informative. He told us all about how exactly the Parliament runs and especially about the new standing orders which were introduced Monday.
We have rules, we have regulations to ensure that the conduct of members are consistent with the high standards that we are trying to establish in our society. So we have what is called standing orders. These new standing orders have what I would say are new features that we did not have under the old standing orders. It was in the year 2001. There were 36 members in the House, not 41 as we have today. And in those elections in 2001, the two major parties won 18 seats each. So there was a tie. So in these new standing orders, there are provisions to break a deadlock. Another feature of our new standing orders deals with what is called Prime Minister's question time. For 30 minutes, the second sitting in each month, the Prime Minister will answer questions in real time posed to her by the opposition.
It was so fun to meet him again. He is so friendly and oh my God, he was very informative as well. We learned something new every day from so much people. It was amazing. It was really nice. He was really informative. He was really into the conversation about what he has to say, and he was going on and on and on. And I was just there like writing, like, oh my God, slow down, Mr. Speaker. I need to get as much as I can from you. And today, the most exciting part is actually getting our final challenge, which they keep so under wraps and so hidden from us.
So we went down to this room and I realized that we got mails. This is mine. And it had our name on it.
So it's a game show and it is 5-6 rounds.
But the good thing about this game show is it's on the topics that we did throughout the 2 weeks.
We have the process of lawmaking, the role of an MP, role of a presiding officer, representation, scrutiny, and legislation.
So we have all day tomorrow to prep.
So it shouldn't be too hard, I guess.
And I am excited. All I need to work on now is my speed, making sure that I press that button before my opponents.
But hopefully, I will do fine and everyone else will do great.
But other than that, today was really good. Thank you.